Hi students, this is the second main lesson. In the last class we have studied what is the meaning of angle, then measurement of angle using one system, that is degree measure. Now today let us study the next system. I made a mention of this system in the last class. So circular measure. Circular measure. So in circular measure, an angle is measured by a unit called radian. Radian, and symbol we use C. Symbol is C. In case of degree measure, we are using a 0 on the top, right top. Here we use C. C means circular. So before defining what is radian, let me just show you what is the concept of radian measure. You take a circle, say O1 is the center, and let us take a radius OA, and say this radius is 5 centimeter. Now mark a point here B such that this length is also 5 centimeter. Then join this radius. So you are getting this angle. Similarly, you take another circle. Say radius is 7 centimeter. Let us say O2. This is ABC. Let us take this is D, such that this is also 7 centimeter. Arc length is 7 centimeter. So let us join this one. And this is the angle we are getting. Let us take one more circle. Say for example, circle with center O3, radius say 10 centimeter. This is ABCDE we will take. And once again, this is F, such that this is also 10 centimeter. So let us join this one. Now this is the angle. Practically can do it. Now if you measure all these angles, they are all equal, congruent angles. So this angle is taken as 1 radian. This is 1 radian. So how to define then 1 radian? You can define like this. It is the angle subtended at the center of the circle of radius which is equal to the arc length. That means an angle is subtended at the center by an arc such that, two conditions, length of the arc and length of the radius both should be equal. If that is the case, this angle is called 1 radian, and this is a constant. That means it is not depending on the circle, any circle it is same. Condition is arc length must be equal to radius. So now we can define. So what is the definition therefore? So definition is radian is the angle subtended at the center of a circle by an arc whose length is equal to the radius of the circle. So this is the definition. So the arc length and radius must be equal. Then the angle at the center is 1 radian. So the practically it is very well clear now that since it is not depending on the whenever you take different circles, you get the same angle. That angle must be constant. So this is a practical approach. But we can prove it theoretically as a theorem. Therefore, in this chapter, this is the first theorem we are proving. So let us take it as a theorem. So the theorem is this. Theorem is radian is a constant. Radian is a constant, means constant angle. So how to prove it? Let us take a circle, say center is O. Let us take one radius A And now we know the meaning of radian. Say this radius is r. So the assumption is O is center and OA equal to R. So this is the first thing. Now let us take an arc here AB and join this OB such that this length is R. So let AB arc also will be R. Then by definition, because radius is R, this is also R, means this is 1 radian. So this is the first thing. Now what I do is, let me take one more radius, that is C, such that this is perpendicular. So now this CO and OA, these two radii also form an angle, and that is 90 degree. Actually right angle or 90 degree. Now you see, in case of circle there is one important property. The angle at the center subtended by any arc is proportional to the length of the arc. Meaning, if the length is this much, angle is this. Suppose you double the length of the arc, angle also doubles. If the angle is 3 times, radius is 3 times, angle becomes 3 times. Meaning, let me repeat again. Suppose angle here, radius is r, angle is 10 degree. Suppose radius is 2r, it becomes 20 degree. Suppose it is 3r, it becomes 30 degree. That means they are proportional. Therefore, this is one of the important properties. Angle subtended is proportional to arc length. Therefore, angle subtended here is BOA. So here of course you can also write angle BOA. This is 1 radian by definition. Now, angle BOA divided by angle COA, this will be equal to arc length. Ratio of the angle must be equal to ratio of the arc. So this is BA divided by CA. Now let us substitute. It is very clear BA is R, arc length is R. Now, what is the arc length of AC? So this is actually 1/4 of the circumference. So I can write here 1/4 of circumference means 2 pi r. Let me repeat again, because the entire circle circumference is 2 pi r. Arc length means circumference only. And this 90 degree is actually 1/4 of the entire circle. Therefore, this length must be equal to 1/4 of 2 pi r. So that's the thing. Now, when you simplify this, say for example, you can cancel r and r here, 2 and 2 here, and this 2 goes up. So 2 by pi. Therefore, what is angle BOA? It is 1 radian. Will be equal to 2 by pi, then into angle COA. Now, angle COA is 1 right angle. Therefore, I can write it as 2 by pi, then right angle. But you know that in degree measure, suppose we want to find the connection between radian and degree measure, I can write here 2 into 90 degree divided by pi, which gives you 180 degree divided by pi. So our purpose was to show that radian is constant. That is proved, because 1 radian equal to 180 degree is a constant, pi is also constant, so it is a constant. So radian is a constant angle. That is established. In this process we have got one more relation, that is, you see, 1 radian equal to 180 degree divided by pi. This implies, you can also write pi radian equal to 180 degree. This is the relationship between radian measure and degree measure. What is pi? Of course, it is a constant, and its approximate value is 22/7, but it is an irrational number. So this is the relation. Normally radian is expressed in terms of pi and its fraction. So now using this relation, we can find, convert a given degree measure into radian measure, and a radian measure can be converted into degree measure. Let us do how it can be done. See, first example, say A equal to 45 degree, this is given, 45 degree. I want to convert this into radian measure. So how to do it? So here the connection is this. See, 180 degree is equal to pi radian. So this is the connection. So 45 degree I want. Therefore what I can do is, therefore 1 degree equal to pi divided by 180. You can divide by 180. So this becomes 1 degree. Here pi by 180. But now I want what is 45 degree. Therefore I can say 45 degree will be equal to pi by 180 into 45. So here it is degree because unit is degree. So this is pi by 4. Of course I have to use radian. So because 45, this is 45 4 times. Any degree measure can be converted into radian. For example, you can have a simple rule like this. See, 1 degree equal to pi by 180 radian, or x degree will be equal to pi into x divided by 180 radian. So this you can take as a formula. Any given degree measure, you can convert into radian by this method. For example, you see 60 degree, let us say angle A. I want to convert this into radian measure. So what I have to do is, this is same as 1, see, use this formula. X is how much now? It is 60. Therefore pi into 60 divided by 180, which is nothing but pi by 3. Suppose you want to convert A, say 90 degree into radian measure. But here of course you should write pi c. Then pi by 3 c. See, this equal to, formula is x degree will be equal to pi into x. Even you can put a bracket like this if you want, because c should be written here. Pi into x divided by 180. So here it is pi into, what is x here? X is 90. So this is 90 divided by 180. Then of course see, simplify. So this is pi by 2 radian. So 90 degree, therefore you have this relation. Similarly, any other angle you can find. Say for example, A equal to 135 degree. I want to convert into radian. So this we can write. So rule is x degree equal to pi into x by 180. So here it is pi into 135 divided by 180, then radian. So this is, you can see 45 4s are 45 3s are. So it is 3 pi by 4 radian. Like this, given any degree measure, you can convert into radian measure. Similarly, a radian measure can be converted into degree measure also. Radian measure can be. Say for example, say I have pi by say 4. This is A given in radian measure. This is easier than the previous one. We know that pi radian itself is 180 degree. Therefore, what you have to do is just replace pi by 180 degree. So it is 180 degree by 4. This is 45 degree. Suppose you have A equal to say 3 pi by 2 radian. So very simple. So what you have to do? 3. Pi radian is same as 180 degree. So 180 degree divided by 2. So this is 270 degree, because 2 ones are 290s are 90 into. So this is the way you can convert any degree into radian or radian into degree. So now one question is this: A equal to say 1 radian, how will you convert into degree? This is very important. See, radian itself is 1. So what is the value of 1 radian in terms of degree? So how to do this one? Now you see, what you have to do is, this is the relation, pi radian equal to 180 degree. Therefore 1 radian equal to 180 degree divided by pi. This is the first thing. As I told you, pi is not a rational number, it's an irrational number. But if you want to find approximate value of 1 radian equal to how many degrees, I have to use this method. First 180 divided by pi means 22 by 7 I have to do. So that means I have to multiply this here, 180 into 70 divided by 22. Now see, these two are divisible by 2, so 11, then 9. So it is 90 into 7. So 630 divided by 11 degree is the answer actually. But now it is improper fraction, therefore we can make it mixed. What is the method? So let me show you. See, what I have to do is 360 degree. This I have to divide by 11. So 11 5 is the 55. So 8 0. So then 11 7s are 77. So 3. Now this 3 is the degree. As I told you, a degree can be further divided into minute and minute into second. Therefore, this I have to divide further. So this is 1 actually, 57 degree. So this is 57 degree. What is the remainder now? 3 is the remainder. That means 3 degree. Once again, this 3 degree I have to divide by 11. So what is 3 degree? 3 into 60 I have to convert, because I have to convert it into minute. So this is 180. So once again, what I have to do is 180 divided by 11 I have to do. So 11 ones are 11. So then it is 7 0. Approximately 11 6 are 66 and 4 is remaining. Therefore here it is then 16 minute. It is once again approximate. Suppose you want further, what is remaining is 4 minute is remaining. So this minute can be converted into second. What is the method? So 4 into once again 60, because 1 minute equal to 60 seconds. So this is 240. So now once again what you have to do is take 240 divide it by 11 once again. So what happens? 11 2s are 22, then 2 remains 0. Approximately I can say 22, because see it is 11 ones are then 11, then once again we have to continue, but we don't have further unit. So I can say 22 seconds. So approximately, therefore this is the relation. 1 radian is approximately equal to 57 degree 16 minutes 22 seconds. So this is, so in the beginning when I showed you that angle measured in terms of degree is this one. This you can remember as a relation. So this is how we can convert a given radian measure into degree measure and degree measure into radian measure. Now let us see a few interesting aspects of this radian. One is this. See, why should we have this radian measure? See, 30 degree, 40 degree, 60 degree, etc. It is not convenient to represent on a number line. But this radian measure is very convenient to write on a number line. What is the procedure? Let me show you the connection between, relation between real number and radian measure. So you can do a small activity like this. Let us take a number line. Say this is 0. Take a circle, for example, any circle, because radian is not depending on the circle. You can take any circle. Say this is the center of the circle. Let me call it as C because I used here O. Now mark this point. say this is O, this let us take the point on this circle as A, this point is A, this point is B. Now rotate this circle in this direction along the line. So this B will come somewhere here. When you rotate this circle, this B touches here. So this is our B. Now what is the length of this? The length of this line segment is same as length of this one. So what is this length? It is pi, because if you, of course, you have to take this as 1 unit. I made a small mistake. This is 1 unit, let us see. 1 unit. So then this becomes pi. This unit becomes pi. Similarly, you can take next rotation, that is after one half rotation, B will be here. One complete rotation, A comes here. So this becomes 2 pi. Like this, I can mark on number line pi, 2 pi, etc. This is one thing. Similarly, I can also mark minus pi, minus 2 pi. This is very useful result actually. So I can say now you may ask, sir, where is 1? See here what I have done is, this distance is pi, radian. It is approximately 3 point something in terms of real number. So because 22 by 7. But 1 can be here. 1 can be. So now the interesting thing is this. Every point on the number line can be represented by a radian, and every radian can be represented by a number line on this line segment. So this is the relation. So this will help us in drawing the graph using radian measure. So this is one interesting property of radian. Now let us take the relation between real number and radian is over. And please note, here afterwards, we are using the degree measure. We don't normally use in trigonometry. Here afterwards, we are using radian measure, because radian measure is more convenient than the degree measure. One reason is that radian is a real number. So whenever you draw the graph, it is convenient. So let us take this as the standard unit of measurement of angle, and then we will proceed. Then there is one more connection, the second result. So theorem 2. This is also very interesting. You let me, instead of stating the theorem, let me give what is the result. You take a circle. Any circle. Let us say this is O. This is A. Then let us say you take any point B, need not be radius, this equal to radius, any point, join this one, join this. Now I want to find what is this length. Suppose this is the angle theta, but condition is theta should be in radian. Theta radian, unit should be radian, not degree. Then suppose L is the arc length, AB arc length is L and radius is R. Then the relation is this, L equal to R theta, meaning suppose angle subtended here is 30 degree, let us say. Then I should convert this into radian first. So 30 degree is same as, what is the method of conversion? 30 degree divided by 180 into pi. So this is pi by 6. Then what is the formula? What is the length of this? Suppose this is 30 degree. What is this length? R is, okay, one more thing. Let us say, for example, R equal to 12 centimeter. Say this I am taking 12. In that case, what is arc length? So L will be equal to, now use this formula. R is 12 into theta is, but be careful, theta should not be expressed in degree. If it is given in degree, you have to convert it into radian. So this is pi by 6. So this is 2 pi centimeter. Now you may ask, 2 pi is not convenient unit. So take approximately pi equal to 3.14. Say for example, I can take this as 2 into 3.14. So it is 6.28 centimeter. That means If the radius is 12 centimeter, if the angle subtended here is 30 degree, the length of the arc is 6.28 centimeter. This is the connection between arc length and radius. I am repeating once again because normally students commit this mistake. Theta should be always expressed in terms of radian. Then only you should use this formula. So now let us take it as a theorem. So the theorem number 2 is this. This is the second theorem in radian measure. If L is the length of arc, which substance an angle theta radian at the center of radius r, then L equal to r theta. So this is the relationship between radius, arc length and angle. Now let me prove this one. This proof is very simple. This is not given in the textbook as a proof, but it is better to understand all these basic proofs. So the proof is like this. Let us take a circle with center O as before. This is R, this is A. See here, L is the length of the arc. Therefore, let me take for example here B. Say this I am joining now. What is given is theta is the angle measured in radian. So this is theta. And what is given is this is L. Now I have to prove that L equal to R theta. The proof is once again like this. See here, what I do is once again, I will draw OC such that this is perpendicular 90 degree. Now you see same thing you can say arc length and angle are proportional. Therefore I can say arc length is proportional to angle. So what happens is arc length AB divided by arc length AC will be equal to, therefore angle is theta divided by, what is this angle? This is actually pi by 2 because 90 degree means pi by 2. So AB you know already, AB is L. So L by AC equal to theta by pi by 2 into AC. But now, what is the arc length of AC? This is 1/4 of the entire circle. This we have done already. So this is theta. Sorry, I made a mistake. So AC. Therefore, I have to write this. Therefore, I have to say L equal to now 2 goes up 2 theta by pi into AC. One step. L equal. So here AC should be taken here. 2 goes up. This is L. Now AC equal to now. This is the next step. What is AC length now? This is 1/4 of the entire circle. So it is 1/4 of the circumference. So this will be equal to further 2 theta by pi into 1/4 of 2 pi r. 1/4 of, because circumference is 2 pi r. So simplify. See this 2 and this cancels, and pi cancel, r theta remains. So which establishes L equal to r theta. So this is a very useful result in finding the arc length of a circle. But remember once again, I am stressing this point very clearly. Theta should be always expressed in radian measure only. Don't use degree measure here. So this is the result. Say let me take one example. Say find the arc length of a circle. So what is given is L you have to calculate. What is L? Given theta equal to say 60 degree. Theta is 60 degree. Radius r equal to say 40 centimeter. What is the arc length? So let us draw the diagram so that we will be able to visualize the situation. So this is a O, this is A, and this is B, and what is given is this is 60 degree, and I want to find this length. What is this length? This is L. So now theta is given in degree measure. First you have to convert it into radian. Therefore theta should be equal to 60 degree. This is same as 60 degree by 180 into pi. So radian. So this is pi by 3 radian. Now we have to use the result L equal to r theta. This is r is how much? 14 into theta is pi by 3. Of course, this itself is our answer, but if you want to simplify this further, you can take 14 by 3 into say 22 by 7. If you want to convert further. So what happens is 7 ones are 7 twos are. So this becomes 44 by 3. And this we can simplify further. For example, 3 ones are 3, then 3 fours are, then the remaining decimal. So what happens? 3 ones are 3, 14, 3 fours are 12, 20. So 6, 7, approximately I think it is centimeter. This is not very important. You can use, say, write the answer like this only, 14 pi divided by 3 centimeter. But you should know that it is centimeter. So this is the way we can find the arc length. Similarly, we can also find the angle subtended here in terms of radian or in terms of degree, whatever is required. If radius and L are given, this type of question let us do in the supplementary lesson. Let me conclude today what we have done is, we have started studying one more system of measuring angle, which is circular measure. Unit is radian, and radian is what? It is the angle subtended at the center of a circle. What is the condition? Radius of that circle and arc length should be one and the same. So 1 radian is the angle and it is constant, we have proved. Then there is a connection, that is pi radian is 180 degree. This is one important result we have derived. Second result is L equal to r theta. This is actually the basic preparation for our trigonometry. In the next class, let us start studying trigonometric ratios in a different way. No doubt you have studied this in high school, taking, I think, triangle as the basic content, and then we have defined opposite by adjacent, etc., etc. But I am not using this concept. I am using it in a different way, so that we are laying a proper foundation for the study of trigonometry. And let us do it in the next class. Till then, bye. But before that, one small request. Please subscribe my channel if you have not yet subscribed. If you have subscribed, please share with your friends. I will be continuing as before, main lesson where I will be taking the concept and clarifying. Then in the supplementary lesson, we shall take all the examples of textbook exercise and we shall solve them. And in addition to this, I am also planning motivational speech. I am very happy that in the last week I have uploaded one video. For that there is a lot of good response. I hope you appreciate and you like that. I will continue that also. So please watch all the videos so that you will get maximum benefit. Thank you.